this other question I don't want us to waste much time on. For those of us that are coming across my video for the very first time, my name is what? The critically acclaimed Mosjaru. Now, I usually look at questions. I'm not just looking at the questions. I try to analyze why the questions are the way they are and the other options. Now, this question on the board is coming from empirical molecular formula determination. It looks simple. Yeah, it is simple. It is simple generally, but it's very technical, and those are the kind of questions I like to analyze in my channel. So if you know that you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, you are watching me on TikTok or even on YouTube, please do well to subscribe so that you get to see videos like this that make chemistry and of course biology very, very well simple. And again, those of us that have not joined my private WhatsApp group yet, please do well to send me a DM. The number is there. Just send me a DM, or you can send me a direct message should I add you to the group. To join the group is just 1,000 naira for a month, where I get to drop questions back to back. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, oh yeah, let's shoot out. Let's go out for this. Now they said a gaseous hydrocarbon contains 80% carbon and 20% what? Hydrogen. Now they said 1 dm cube. Now this is one information. Now 1 dm cube of the compound at S.T.P weighs this. This is another information. Find its molecular what? Weight, or find its molecular formula rather. Find its molecular what? Formula. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this question is so simple. But some persons will have difficulty in solving this question because of this guy where they write for here, S.T.P, and they're going to give so many things. And you know fully well, those of us that are very good with chemistry already, you already know that I need the molecular mass to solve this particular question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's why they gave us these values. But quickly, with this information provided for us, it makes the thing so simple. First, you know what I need to solve this question? I need to know my empirical formula. And what's empirical formula? Is the simplest formula of a compound. Please don't know, we don't usually jump into the question, we like to analyze. It's the simplest formula of a compound, and not the simplest formula. It shows the ratio in which elements combine in a compound. So to solve questions, to know the molecular formula, I need to know the simplest formula, is the empirical formula, and the molecular formula is the actual formula. So Moku not to talk. I realize I don't do the talk. Moku chop am. Now look at it now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they've already made the thing so easy for me. Now they gave me carbon and they gave me what? Hydrogen. And they gave us the what? The percentage already. Now I will need my calculator. Now make I quickly go get am. Now pardon me, I dey come make I bring and come outside, because this my calculator now one kind ogbonge. Oh yeah, look at it now, very fast. So we'll make am very fast, no not to rack away the back calculation matter. But you can actually do this without using the calculator. But for us to be quick. Now look at it now. 80%, 20%. So you dey get am. The atomic mass of carbon is how many now? Is 12. You know my video, I know they like me the too long. They like me the you get things to do now. So hydrogen is how many? 20. Remember, divided by what? By 1. 80 divided by 12, that will give me what? 6 point something, but more check I'm 6 point something. Now 80 divided by 12, that will give me what? 6.66. Okay, 6.66. Hydrogen is what? 20. So you remain 20. Sure, you get them. Now if you have gotten to this place, now you will shout, say, what should they do? We don't calculate the molecular formula, not directly. We have to know the empirical formula first. We need to see the ratio in which the elements combine. The simplest formula of the compound. Oh, sure, you understand. Now look at it, divided by the smallest. So between this and this, you said no, you don't own 90 they go. So this guy now how many now? And the smallest between these guys. So you divide by the smallest. You divide by the what? By the small. This cancels this. What will you now have? You now say C1H. This divided by this, you'll be having 3 points. Okay, more check. So 20 divided by 3. Sorry, divided by 20 divided by 3.33. What are they doing? 20 divided by 6.66. Not mind you. Will give me what? Thank you. Will give me exactly what? 3. Sure you get, you give me 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that means 3 point something approximately. Sure you get. Now we are going to get what? So this is my simplest formula. This is the empirical formula. Methyl. Now look at the options provided for us. You cannot find your answer there. The reason being that they didn't ask us to calculate for empirical formula. We need the what? Molecular formula. But to do that, bro, I need to get. Now this is one part of the journey. I've gotten my empirical formula. To get my molecular formula, I need my molecular mass. Sure you get. How would they solve them? That's why they gave us this guy. Remember that S.T.P. Now they gave us mass. They now said at S.T.P. Now there is one thing that we must know here is that At STP, the pressure in ATM is 1 atm. Temperature is 273 Kelvin. You dey see am now. Volume, 1 mole of a gas at STP compare the volume of what of 22.4. But meanwhile, they already gave us the volume. Say 1 DMP of the compound, they gave us the volume already. Now look at it now. So the volume is what is 1. So you know they add. What am I trying to do here? Abeg, please pay attention. Though I dey rush, but pay attention. Calm down. Melembe. Oya, mo go. Now look at it now. To solve, we need to say PV is equals to nRT. You're supposed to remember this formula. Empirical, the ideal gas equation, which is also known as the equation of state. Now look at it now. You know, say from this formula, I can get PVM is equals to mRT. Now you go to say, oh, Mojaro, how? You know, I say number of moles is mass per molar mass, yeah? So mass per molar mass, when you cross multiply, you get this guy. Show you there, understand that now. Very fast, time not day. Oh yeah, move go. Now, if you arrive here, I can get my molecular mass, because remember what I said, I need my molecular mass to be able to get my molecular formula. Now look at it. At STP, pressure is what? Is 1 times volume is what? 1 times molecular mass, which is equals to. Now the mass is what? 1.35 times the value of arrow is 0.08205 when I'm using 1 atm. So 0.08205 times my temperature, which is 273. Don't mind the body. The body is very, very small. Now 273. I don't try to expand the body, but you know the go. Therefore, from here, molecular mass is now equals to, you know, 1 times 1 and 1 now. So it's equals to 1.35 times 0.08205 times 273 divided by 1. Of course, you are going to get the same answer. So Moku multiply and now time no day. 1.35 times 0.08205 times 273. Now what you get for there? We get 30. Molecular mass is equals to what? 30. I need this guy. How do we solve molecular formula? So I will use molecular formula as MF, so that to save space is equals to empirical formula EF, where we get bracket N. If I get my N, how far I will use something multiply, since I don't really get my empirical formula. That's why I stated from the beginning that, bro, we need to get the empirical formula before this solving can proceed. Now we have gotten it, which is methyl. I need to get my N. How do I get my N? N is equals to the molecular mass that you did, the molecular mass of the formula that we got just now, which is 30 over, you will do the empirical formula of the compound. That means here is 12. Addition is 1 times 3 is 3. So how many is that? That is what? 15, which is 30 divided by 15. That will give me what? 2. Then coming back to this guy, therefore my molecular formula, not mind me, open your eye, is equals to, the empirical formula is CH3 bracket what? 2. So if you use to multiply, what do you have? C2H6 chakam. Show you the get. Of course, the answer they look at you. Look at it, option A. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have to be very, very careful. Now my mind don't fall come out. Now we have to be very, very cautious while solving questions like this. So take your time to go through the question. Say, okay, Mosjaro, why did you do it? You pause the video and you check. Say, okay, look at the method in case you get to see questions like this in your exam. Now this is a critical or a special question coming from the post-UTME. So if you know you are writing post-UTME, you should be in my special WhatsApp group, because the exam is fast approaching. Then if you know you have foundational each in chemistry, you can also send me a message. Also, I have a special group for those kind of persons. If you are coming up in chemistry, just entering XS1 and all that, do well to message me on this anywhere you're watching the video from. On TikTok, of course, my name is Mosjaro. On YouTube is also Mosjaro. Do well to follow me up. Now there are other videos like this in my channel. In case you are coming across my video for the very first time, you can come across, you can just go scroll through and of course check those videos out. Making chemistry so easy and precise. My name is Mosjaro. I'm out of here. Thank you very much.